Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all. We talking little NBA. We talking basketball, period, man. Just got finished with the first round of the playoffs. I'm looking at the West, and I gotta tell you, man, the talent level in the West is very disturbing. It's very disturbing. Great basketball, great television, but very disturbing when you compare other teams to our current Spurs team, man. That boy Devin Booker bad. That boy is bad. That boy had 33 points in the first half like it was nothing. Like it was nothing, man. He wasn't even breaking a sweat out there, man. And then you think about Donovan Mitchell. You think about all this talent out there. Luka's out there. You know, the Denver Nuggets look unstoppable. Man, as a basketball fan, you're happy for the entertainment. But as a Spurs fan, you're devastated. And see, people don't really understand why, you know, I was pushing for the Lakers, because I mean, LeBron gets another ring, he's on his way out, man. That joker 36. But you let a Devin Booker, a Donovan Mitchell, a Luka get confidence and come alive, man, them boys gonna start hooping for years to come. 7-10 years of them hooping. We're gonna have to deal with these jokers. I seen some shots Luka made, and all I could do was go, damn! As you know, the Mavs are in the same conference with us. Then I look at a team like the Denver Nuggets. They're playing awesome. The Joker is playing great. And then it hits me out the blue that Jamal Murray isn't even playing. Bruh, come on, man. My little Bootsy voice. Come on, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I know we got some young guys on the come up. I know that this team, you know, has potential. But man, this is concerning. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. And if I'm being honest, man, I'm kind of rambling in this video. This is more of a vent video than just, you know, having a clear topic. And I'm stating the obvious, but I guess the obvious became more obvious after watching the first round of the playoffs. The Spurs need to increase their talent level. The talent gap between the Spurs and the rest of the Western Conference is larger than I thought. And that's not an easy task for the Spurs because, you know, I think we're going to have the number 12 pick in the draft. If we get lucky, once we have the lottery, we might be able to get higher. I don't know how that works. They done changed it so many times. Let me know in the comments. But the West and just the NBA in general is just filled with so much talent. You still got your boy Morant. You still got Zion out there. You still going to have Devin. Luka's not going anywhere. Donovan Mitchell's not going anywhere. Man, and then even out on the Eastern Conference, you still got the Nets out there. The Miami Heat, I don't know what they're going to do. You know, they were like beasts last year. They were kittens this year, so I'm not sure. Still got your boy, you know, that dropped 50 on us in Boston. So the Spurs just have to focus on closing the talent gap. I mean, we all have our favorite players. Murray is clearly my favorite player. But if you get a point guard in the draft that has that talent level like a Morant or someone of that caliber, you got to take them, man. You got to go for talent. And that goes with DeRozan. Like, do you sign DeRozan and put him as a piece and then add him to someone else? You get what I'm saying? Basically, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, the Spurs need talent more than Darth Vader needs therapy. Spurs need talent more than Batman villains need medics. Now, with all this said, I'm not saying it's the end of the world, and I'm not saying it's gloom or doom. I just think the Spurs really have to get serious about their draft picks, serious about free agency, serious about player development. Murray, for instance, had a great year. They need to work with him all summer long at extending his range. He has to be a three-point threat. He has to be a three-point threat from the corners, from the top. That's all he really needs to work on is his three-point shot. Lonnie Walker needs to work on some of his defensive strategies, his habits, and he has to work on consistency. He needs to work on his three-point shooting as well, his shooting in general, his drives to the basket. Derrick White just has to work on being healthy. Maybe some new stretches, maybe some new, techniques to keep him on the floor so he's not getting hurt so often on the lower extremities. Is it his ankle, is it toe or whatnot? Is it something they can do to kind of prevent those type of things? Vassell is another player that needs to take that leap as well for the Spurs to compete. He did pretty good on the defensive end when he was able to get on the floor. Offensively, he needs to be more consistent. Now, in his defense, it's hard to be consistent when your minutes aren't consistent. So hopefully the Spurs are planning on giving him a bigger role next season. I think it really depends what the Spurs plan to do with Patty Mills. If Patty Mills leaves, then Vassell can come straight off the bench and take his minutes, and that can help the team, I think, more frequently on the defensive end. Patty wasn't a defensive guy at all, really. So we'll see how that works. But for the team to really make a true leap into the playoffs and compete, I think Kellen Johnson has to come alive. Kellen Johnson, he's probably the most talented person on the team. He showed a lot of promise this season, but his game really needs finesse. He has the tenacity and the strength and the right attitude and the bulldog mentality. They call him big body, they call him a Mustang. All that is good, but in basketball, especially at this level, you need some finesse. At the first half of the season, he was just bullying people, and then the second half, people figured him out, figured that he wasn't finishing with his left hand, he wasn't finishing with his right hand. This joker was going up with just two hands every single drive, and teams were making him pay for that strategy. Also, the fact that he's not shooting well from the field, not really a threat at mid-range like that. He can get streaky hot from three every once in a while, but he doesn't have the consistency. So again, all the Spurs need to work on their three-point shooting. That's probably the quickest way to get better and compete at a higher level if they do that. And last but not least, the big elephant in the room is, what do you do with DeMar DeRozan? Clearly, he did not live up to expectations in the play-in tournament. He didn't play awful, but he didn't play at that max player level. So I definitely feel like he doesn't deserve max money. I'll be very happy if the Spurs can keep him for less. But at the same time, people make a compelling argument saying we should let him walk, or maybe we should sign and trade him for more picks or whatnot. So the Spurs have some decisions to make, okay? Because, he's a veteran. He has all-star caliber talent, even though he hasn't been an all-star for a couple years. Who do you replace him with if you're trying to win now? Now, if the Spurs make a decision and say, hey, next 2 years, we're going to be in the lottery, we're going to, trade for picks, then letting him walk makes sense. But if you're trying to, make that playoff push, which I'm sure Popovich is trying to do, if he's coming back next season, you get what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily make sense to let him go for nothing. You got to make something happen with the DeMar DeRozan thing, because again, the talent level in the Western Conference is so huge, is that you can't let talent go all willy-nilly. You get what I'm saying? Like, DeMar DeRozan isn't the guy, but he could be a heck of a second piece or a third piece or something like that. So Spurs just have to make some decisions. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for kicking it with me. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the talent level in the Western Conference, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.